Hello everyone. Jai Vitala, Hare Vitala. How are you all? Today we are going to proceed to Vitala Pandurangan, episode 39, Sant Eknath Maharaj part 4. Where did we stop last week? A very rich merchant brought his Vitalan to Eknath and gave it to him. Eknath, while performing bhajan, handed some butter to Vitalan. Vitalan also reached out and took the butter. The merchant, greatly surprised, returned to his home with joy. Even today, that little Krishna, with the name Vijaya Vitalan, lives in the house and Samadhi temple of Eknath Maharaj in Baitan. Many such miracles happened in Eknath's life, but he didn't consider them a miracle. For him, everything was Vitalan. He also has a name called Shanti Brahmam because he never got angry. Life was going smoothly like this. In that village, there was a person named Dandavat Swami. We called him as Dandavat Baba also, who was a sannyasi, whose happiness was to chant the name of God. He would worship anyone he saw, believing that God was within him. One day he saw a dead donkey. As always, he worshipped the donkey. Suddenly the donkey came to life and ran away. That's all. The sannyasi was so much afraid because it was unnatural for a dead person or any living being to come to alive. The sannyasi, who was very scared, came straight to Eknath Maharaj and told him in detail what happened. Eknath was pacifying him. This was the power that came from your continuous Nama Japam. This power would only bring you misfortune. People would expect a lot more from you. They would expect you to bring back to life anyone who died in their house. This would greatly destroy your prayers. The Swami asked Eknath, how could I escape from this? Eknath replied, there is no strategy for this. So you please give up your own body by taking Mahasamadhi. At that time, there was a custom. Those who wanted to take Mahasamadhi would sit facing north side, fasting without taking food and water, and leaving the body and obtaining the moksha. Dandavat Baba accepted his idea with great relief. As Baba was a sannyasi, Eknath himself did the final rites of Baba. But people who was waiting for the small mistake of Eknath had a wonderful opportunity to abuse him. They said, you were the one who caused Dandavat Baba to die. They accused him of being a murderer. Eknath denied their accusations, saying that he only told him that this as a possible solution and that he did not incite him to die. Also he added, God is witness that I am not guilty. If God is witness of your innocence, you must feed grass to the stone Nandi. If God causes the bull to eat the grass, you will be exonerated, not otherwise. Though Eknath did not like this testing, he thought if this were the wish of his Panduranga, then let it happen. He went to the Shiva temple on the banks of the river Godavari. He kept the grass bundle near the stone Nandi and started to pray. He could see the presence of Lord Shiva. All of a sudden, the Nandi stood up, grew rapidly and became huge. It ate all that grass, that bundle full. Then it went on to bash the people who blamed Eknath. Seeing Nandi became angry, Eknath prayed Nandi Bhagavan to leave them. He requested Nandi Bhagavan to burn off his anger by going down into the Godavari river. Even today in Paitan, in that particular Shiva temple, Nandi is not in front of the Shiva, but in the Godavari river. Those jealous people apologized to him. The people of that town agreed to some extent that what he was doing was right. Can everyone agree completely? Their arrogance would never allow to agree fully. making stone Nandi to eat, and so many other miracles we can see in 64 Tiruvilayadal Puranam, the Nayanmar stories. To test his devotee, Lord Shiva used to come as a Shiva Bhakt and demand odd requests. We have even seen a Nayanmar who killed his own son as per the demand of a Shiva Bhakt, and many such incidents. We have seen similar miracles all over India. How was that possible? We never had any communication device to spread the miracles. But the behavior pattern of all devotees all over India, why India, all over the world, was same. For example, a child born in Kashmir and Kanyakumari grows up the same way. Who taught both the children, when to turn, when to crawl, when to stand up, when to walk? These are all common process in every child in any part of the world. Same logic applies here. Every devotee in any part of the world think, pray and serve alike. Thus, his life was passing. Many miracles were happening. Some miracles happened by the grace of God, and the rest of the miracles happened when those jealous humans instigated them. Eknath did not know how his family was maintained by Uttavar. Once Uttavar ran out of money and he didn't know what to do, so he borrowed rupees 700 from a rich person. Uttavar could not return the money within the promised time, as the produce from the fields got delayed. The rich man, provoked by those envious people, came to Eknath's house and shouted. He shouted, "Don't you know to return the money? And in addition to that, your bhajan hospitality are still going on. Without giving my money, how can you spend money for hospitality? You shouldn't eat until you return my money." He shouted and left that place. Eknath was very sad, but after the day's bhajan and feast, he went to the Lord's room and sat down. Nobody in the house had their food. This includes the children, Girjabai, Uttavar and Eknath Maharaj too. We know from many stories what happened at such times. How could God tolerate it when his devotees heard harsh words, or when no one in his house had food? Yes, same thing happened. In the guise of Uttavar, God went to the rich man's house and returned the money. The rich man, who wasn't expecting that, said, "Why are you bringing it to me at the time of night? Why don't you give me tomorrow morning? Only when I shout, you people will return money." Uttavar said, "Don't shout. You received your money. Give me the receipt." He insisted and got the receipt. After receiving the receipt, Uttavar said, "You have all the rights to ask your money or even shout, but you have no right to order them not to eat until the money is returned." Even the small children in that house had not eaten yet. So saying, Uttavar left the place. The Lord came straight to Eknath's house, kept the receipt in the puja room and left. Even though the rich man spoke harshly, he spoke like that because of the instigation of those envious people. Basically, by nature, he was a good man. So he was very upset to hear Uttavar say that no one had their food in that house. When the morning dawned, he ran to Eknath's house. He fell at the feet of Eknath and apologized. Eknath, who did not understand anything, looked at the rich man. By that time, the rich man saw Uttavar. He told Uttavar, "Only you came yesterday night to repay my money. I even gave you the receipt. Didn't you tell this to Eknath ji?" Now everyone in the house understood what would have happened. They ran to the puja room to find the receipt. The rich man, fully aware of what had happened, left in a state of shock. He had heard about Eknath's miracle, but he felt ashamed of himself. He saw and experienced that the Lord could not accept his devotees were not eating even for a night, and that he would come running. So many such incidents happened in Eknath's house. Let us see few more in the coming episodes. Until then, take care. Jai Vitala, Hare Vitala, Panduranga Hari.